Beep. I forget I could do a live update. So I'm gonna run it for an hour, and I'm gonna start off with like a acapella run through of some sets, and then I'm gonna just like bullshit and talk about nonsense for, I guess, like informational purposes. I ain't doing shit. I'm back in Oregon right now and working on getting my vehicle back and some sort of like employment. Cause I've been sober and clean off everything for like 1,200 days. Like no pharmaceuticals, alcohol, tobacco, narcotics, nothing, not even Tylenol. Oh, Pop this. If you hear loud ass cars driving by, it's cause apparently people think it's tough guy to like rev up their engines really loud in their Dodge Rams and their Chevy Silverados and their Toyota Tacomas. It's fucking stupid. It's annoying as fuck is what it is. Boom. Bam. Okay, look for a second. No, it doesn't. There we go.
Because you guys are going to see ice. You're going to get freezing rain there. The cold air isn't quite deep enough to keep the snow.
Because an hour is a decent amount of time in order to catch you motherfuckers up, right? Ah, 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 oh. Oh. Ah. Ah. Oh. Okay, so one of the things that I want to do, since I'm like clearly audible, is organize some of those tracks into like playlists, right? Because I'm sitting with a catalog of like 500, and I want to put them into like playlists of organizing it is one of the things that I want to do, like organizing all that stuff into I have to get a new laptop and Wi-Fi in order to organize all that stuff, because I've got so many different stuff, like things on like SoundCloud and like YouTube under so many different accounts. I want to kind of like get it organized so that it could be more easily listened to. On the list of shit to do. Music videos will happen way later, of course. And check this out. Super cool. I'm in here by myself all day, and so like if you don't use it, you lose it. My vocal cords are like hella like dry, and so I have to do a vocal warm-up before I do any type of singing or rapping, because I don't talk all day. I'm just dead silent. And I'm just getting over a cold because it's winter time, and for some reason I got sick twice this year. Do re mi fa sol la ti do re mi fa sol la ti do re mi fa sol So Bible versus songs are super cool for vocal warm-ups. If I need to like get my throat chakra where it needs to be and warm up my vocals, I'll find one and I'll just pick one word from it, or like 2 words, right? And I'll sing it in order to oh Lord, your love, your love, your love, night, 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 okay. Lord, your love, your Lord, love, Lord, night and night and see, I can't do a vocal like warm up if I don't vocalize. Give me 1 second, because I know 12 minutes in, I just 1 hour just nonsense chit chat for a little bit in order to like give you updated visual and like I didn't know I was so cool. Like, I'm not trying to like toot my own horn there. But I realized that like the efforts that I make for like this rhyme sayers thing, and even like endeavoring to create that 500 track catalog was not something that I work towards superficially. It's an authentic and genuine part of my everyday life. And I settled on a rap name, finally. Which was super fun. Because I don't like, coming up with a rap name is something that's like super important, right? You can't just like call yourself anything that you want, right? It doesn't work like that. You gotta like have there's certain rules to it. You can't just decide that you are Notorious Big Killer. You gotta like squeegee. Squeegee low. MC Get Busy. And just for fun, I want to see what I'm gonna do a quick like Lord, my Lord, your hand, your sword, your son, a king and crown, love your love, Lord, our Lord, your son, and king I crown. Alright. So 7 clubs, right? And a 6 of clubs. Hit or stay. It's 13. So you hit. See if we get 21. And 5, right? These were not shuffled very nicely. So we're at 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So we've got 18. Hit or stay at 18. You don't want to bust. You want to keep it. Right? See if we bust or not. 18. Yeah, it's a bust. 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. Angels in heaven, prudent on snow sick, fall by the same sword. Words in a grave, friend. This life is all God's, and my priorities straight. By the door we were shipwrecked, fell in love with the gate, Lord. Knows of my heartbeat, flesh of my flesh, the moon by night, sun, the moment they met. Thanks for the pen. In the silence I speak, from Jonah to Jesus, from in God to we. The lights went out. Contain this book, the age for love, pure doctrine. In a moment I 2 gold rings forgive the faithful watchman yet. Exalted babes, navel honey, bless Exodus, I bow my knees. We saw his star, maiden washed from Genesis to the Gospels, peace. 17 angels paid for by oppression, all because the devil couldn't trust them. I know of 1 second birth, firstborn of the dead. If he says his name is Amen, you should rush him. Let this be a sign. 40 new moons, silence in the kingdom from the elders. That spot is sacred, that ground is holy. Believers know that place was picked by he who sent him. I'll trade you gold and a soul for the kindness of your home, beaten down by the rain. See my breath in the cold through the forest I stood, growing old as I should, but the sun still hit and I knew that it was good. Colors of my clothes contrast the classic road, and I walk without direction, but I still made it home. Thankful for the spread, take the crown off my head so I can rest and get my stomach fed and wait for you in bed. I wish that I could find a shine in every little thing that leaves. Something like the smell after it rains and hailed the breeze. Something that would scar the earth. When I set it free, it would rip through all the people and swallow up the seas. And if I run into this thing on my way down underneath, I will engage her peacefully and tell her something sweet. Hint to her she needs me, suggest to leave me be, and when she wakes up next to me, I'll have her underneath my wings. Damp and cool sweat with the taste in her mouth, the furthest thing from regret. I watch her clench her teeth as she wakes up and stretches underneath white sheets. A beautiful queen, captured at the break of dawn from the sideways step of a pawn. That's all it took to knock that crown down and keep it, and now my ears are blessed with her secrets. And now she moves when I want her to and sings when I want her to, even when it hurts. Call the world an apple in the hands of a flirt. I'll trap a shine behind my eyes to hide her worth. Grabbed it and I stepped, bottled up the breath, left the flesh dry and cracked, and birthed life from her death. And now she's new and she's fresh and will never see the end. What you get from life is only what you choose to spend, nothing more, nothing less. And karma is a bitch, she's eating at my chest. right between the ribs, scraping off the stress, leaving me a mess. I hope when we finally meet there could be something left. Don't tamper with the red, avoid it at all costs. What you can gain from embracing it isn't worth the loss, but she dances like the stars. Captured, still framed, couldn't show you what I hold true. I'm the captor, she's the same. She's toxic in my veins. The reason for the bluntness that I used to keep in place, the thrill of the chase, the joy of the hunt, the fear trying to run, the heartbeat is dumped, it all stands still. That flower that kills, there's a reason for the treason, it's a balance of will. To fight for that side is sit in shallow depths, so I took a deep breath, grabbed it and I stepped. Slug said to keep the verse true. I did mean to hurt you. In a way I taught you to learn through the worst moves. Burn a page in the book of that Sun Tzu written on the bamboo. This word told a man's truth, filled up like a diary. I tried to leave, stopped at the door like you gotta breathe. A lot of weed. Honestly, life was beautiful. Nirvana reached residue of heaven in my cuticles. A lot of me was spent with what was dealt. I let my soul to the top. Now I can't get this fucking watch off. 1 through 12 in different shades. The art of me lives in better days, and I can't tear the part of me that's being paid away from the heart of he who lies where the letter stays. Destiny cries on a better blade than any sharp edge of any choice you make. Give or take, we're all left with scars and heartache. Existence is our lover and she loves to make us suffer. Pushed by the waves, tossed till the grave. I'm a slave of the will of the artist with the paint. Folded up and shaped, tainted by my point of view. Afraid as I wait in the shade for some better news. Existence is our lover, loves to make us suffer. Gotta squeeze in the middle for some cover. Can't even leave just a little for the others. No wonder I stepped without a thought of the past. To plunder and crept into the night like the ash. I'll see the day where the gold from the center of the sun comes my way and unfolds like the better half of cold summer days. Untold stories say any piece of the puzzle when you fill in the blanks. I'd kill for it, thanks for real. When I sank, I held the world up with my face in the tank, and the light kept you warm above the surface where you laid the level surface. When I break too much pressure for these chains, sorry that I left you by that place that I never really meant to. Without a taste I fled to the craving of the flesh of forever mates and sent you a letter with the piece of my heart. I'm glad that you read it and tore it apart. The outbreak started and we called it. Now we're on the run from the infected and the fallen, and I don't roam alone without a gun or spiked object. Stay on high alert cause these zombies move in silence, and I did get pretty damn nice at this dome shot. Couple times I had to waste like 10 in the same spot, and I love the way they smell when they burn up. Homemade napalm for when they start to turn up. Was started out as a super vaccine, ended up creating this undead thing with the thirst for human flesh that it would quench by any means. One bit one and they all turn savage. Now when I roam I think of how I used to have it. It's a war out here between the real and the dead, and I've only got a few rounds left. Everyone I know walks slow with blackened eyes. Yo, I risk being eaten alive, going outside every day, finding ways to survive as live or die. I gotta try to find a safe place to hide, somewhere where the water is clean and no one's rotted and green. And maybe I can find a lady looking for the same thing. It'd be nice to find a friend with a rifle like mine, searching for the same dream one day at a time. Survival state of mind, double-fisted nines with my back to the wind like I'm the last one alive. I got too much time on my hands, signed what I was. Now the man that I am just stands with the grudge. I drew a plan in the sand, got the feet wet, steady as the breeze slept. I walked through cold nights, only fear and fear itself. You've probably never been another soul on a shelf. It's hardly true to tell you that we play what we're dealt. I know any minute I can save you and melt. I can send two to hell, light a match, put it out and just pray that I fail. There's no way you can tell when the ship sailed past the point of sea and land. I'm stuck here with these thieves, the gold in their hands, Only one that sings, it doesn't really count, 'cause the lips are perked up so you could hear through the shouts. The night moon sets me free from the stone, home of the hardened where my bones sit on throne. The only thing that can hold me in this zone is the blocked out sun on top the land that I roam. This grass has been cut too many times. What crawls on its belly has adapted to the life as it crafted my insides. Now I laugh at every time. Il y a vato si alla mine. Only time will tell the tale that we crave, biting at its ankles as it sends us to the grave. I move throughout this cave, leaving marks, whatever does it justice, so I could find my way back inside the deepest love I've ever trusted. Only one that sings, doesn't really count. I'm used to picking up these angels, half of them fall down. If I could call you and tell you of these things, I'd break a lovely promise with the story I could bring. Sorry if it seems like the words are crooked chapters in a book that we all read. I just take it as I lead, I fake it as I bleed. Truth inside my stomach is mistaken by disease. I might play it when I leave it running next to me so my seed can reach inside it for something that he needs. It's easy to assume that I don't ask for much. Fine with leaving empty-handed long as I can clutch what once was right on the horizon now lies on an X in a parchment inside us. These monsters, I can't shake them. These monsters, I can't save them. These monsters, I can't shake them. These monsters, I can't save them. I'm a gargoyle. I've been doing this forever. Whatever there was before, wherever it is, I'd let it scar over as the skin heals, kill it, push it far closer to those white veils. I wish these bars yelled, I can't keep making up their monsters. It would tell me things like, listen son, the worst has gotten farther. What they'd probably say, the things they've seen just makes them harder. I'm a long way from ever being back to partner with that one man who left his son across Savannah when the lights go. Fear will keep me in this place. It's a long show, it smacks the color out the taste, where the proof is all about having more than you can take. As a vampire, life would be a better make than this damn fire. Drying sweat off of my face, I'd be a night rider, quite the charmer with the grace of a suicide angel, love and faith. I wish I was a blind something, like a creature sorely played, sleepy hollow as my company, filth where I would lay. I'd live a long life of having never been, and I'm born as something beautiful, being shocked back, going from doctor to doctor would save a damned man from being brutally chopped up. I would be cold, so cold, single thought left, yo. The craftsmanship around me is fucking priceless. I can't take it, I have no choice when the stone that's my composure keeps on breaking. I'm just praying. When the rock is done, the dirt is lifted. Maybe I'm you, a traitor to God, the worst kind of monster that could ever be born. Maybe we're lost 'cause the faith that we've got is all in warmth, and when we question all that emptiness, she gives up the star. I'll know in the morning, that's when all the masks get put away and the optimistic slaves come out to play. These monsters, I can't save them. These monsters, I can't save them. These monsters, I can't shake them. These monsters, I can't save them. I know that what I feel about you, know that haven't doubt you, but I can't fight this feeling no more. I know that what I feel about you, know that haven't doubt you, but I can't fight this feeling no more. What I feel about you, know that haven't doubt you, but I can't fight this feeling no more. I know what I feel about you, know that haven't doubt you, but I can't fight this feeling no more. What I feel about you, know that haven't doubt you, but I can't fight this feeling no more. I know that what I feel about you, I know that haven't doubt you, but I can't fight this feeling no more. I know that what I feel about you, know that haven't doubt you, but I can't fight this feeling no more. I know that what I feel about you, know that haven't doubt you, but I can't fight this feeling no more. I know that what I feel about you, know that haven't doubt you, but I can't fight this feeling no more. This moment reminds me of when the rain falls freely to the ground. Not afraid of impact, to reaching out through sound, it just lets itself go without the slightest dust of doubt. Lets itself fall down like a solid nose. Knowing what it lands on will only help it grow. Help to feed that life that's inside everything we know. I try to be like that rain when it cycles back again. In the habit of repeating anything to win, and it's worked so far without a kink in the chain. But that rain will rust any metal in its way, yo. Cycle self-destruct if there's no room for change. Chaos leads to progress, but it keeps its natural way. Natural in the way of blooming differences is same. Precious like a flower, but it's known to bring that pain. It can change and take shapes. The strangest thing it does is when it gives and when it takes. So plenty hate and love, this is life. It exists to the full extent of dreams. It is strange but maintain. Your heart will beat because till it's tamed and rained on by a bigger piece of us. This is love. It'll dry up and turn us all to dust. It's a must that we take a different route to feed its lust, and we trust that the purity that flows within our blood is true enough to give us back and do it just because. I'm just waiting for one of these sides to grab me. I wasn't planning on this trip, so either one can have me, and I can wait for the day when my son asks me, why do all these good people have to act so badly? See, kid, started back when God was happy with all these made of clay people that he called his family. He said, I planted the seed, have hoping that you'd stumble on it. I don't want to be the one you blame when life crumbles on us. On the flip side, if you're blind, I can't respect you. Might as well just close my eyes and let you. And that's why we can't make our mind up. If you're searching for a place of only love, you'll find it when your time's up. You've got to learn to let go of all these things you crave. What you can't grasp in two hands will steady make you slave every day. And that's no way to spend your time. Between these walls you'll find there's a lot of space in life. And even with that, I see no patience in my sights. And I can't grasp the fact that I'm steady hunting blind. Steady right with mind, with the weight of the world and the stars of my eyes. Love and death take their toll on this lonely man, so I let it in to keep me warm. When it leaves me cold, and I can wait for this forever, even though it can't be clutched. If it came across my path, it'd be reached out for and touched, to see it coil back in to that chest where it stays in its skeleton dress with heavy lock endowed with weight. But I am crowned with weight, plenty patience on my plate, but the thing I fed on most was a single serving hate. Devoured and chased with the tall glass of regret for ever stepping in this place and having never left, but I had to go that deep. Those who fail to question the world in the presence of their sleep are merely puppets, hollow empty things connected all by strings. These monsters, I can't save them. These monsters, I can't shake them. These monsters, I can't shake them. These monsters, I can't shake them. These monsters, I can't save them. These monsters, I can't save them. This world is eating out my heart. It's been at me since the start. You've seen it digging up my insides and ripping me apart. Feel like I've had it with the flesh shot. I'm ready for what's next, whether I'm stuck here ever after or I'm brought up with the best. Been taking time to heal the nest. It's mind defeated test. I keep on sculpting all its flaws away. It's keeping me from rest. I think about the game we play, calculate each step. It's been steady skipping numbers. I'm about to break its neck. I can't take it all. The stress is leaving me with nothing, and I'm counting all that's left. I try to take a breath, but it's robbed me of my lungs. I hate to turn to guns, but these monsters on my shoulders are having too much fun. I try to shake the beast. They won't accept defeat. They've got more than 1,000 years on me, and to them my smell is sweet. I've turned to hunting by deceit. You see, only way to catch them all before they all catch me. Here we are in the land of the lost. Thought Growing old will unfold some sort of truth at a deathly cost, but to my surprise, not a single soul can tell me what we need to know. Crazy when you break down this game of yes and no, how they all turn to maybes. Playing by the rules, but the rules are written shady. Lately I've been noticing the craft is leaking daily of the magic that it held. Artists in the spell, you can't bargain out of hell when the sky's empty stomach needs to swell. And if you ask me, I'll say I'm doing well. The truth is, my 2 cents might overflow the well. I've seen the brightest and the darkest shades of day and night. When I write to spill the soul, the two sides come out to stay and fight. What do? When the right thing to do is keep the devil in your sight, this chalk is crumbled in my hands. Now the palm leaves evidence in any entrance that I stand. I can't stand to wash it off. It's the only thing that's holding me and leading me past God. That's the last of my all, sent to heaven on a flaw. A technicality that manually straightens out the law. If I can make 'em all stand tall, I would take 'em all and haul 'em to the highest cliff to fall. The snake is wrapped around my feet. How could it slap around the seed of a supernatural being? There's 2 sides to every story. The night balances the morning. We gotta draw the line somewhere, and the dust can't do it for me. Maybe you can do it for me. When you're up there, tell 'em sorry. These monsters, I can't shake them. These monsters, I can't shake them. These monsters, I can't save them. These monsters, I can't save them. Il y a la vette aussi à la vie. Elle y a la manta la vatusi à la I. Take a breath and breathe. I'm trying to set you free. This isn't what we need. You should probably leave. Count 10 fingers, 10 toes. God is not the one that we all chose. I'm trying to be cool and practice pose, but I'm really tired of dealing with these hoes. Ay, grab 'em all, hold 'em by the throat. Gravity has left this entire boat. I hope that with my heart that I can float. You said her name is Taylor, that I know. Look, these monsters, I can't shake them. The closest thing to murder that she wrote. The scar, the neck, the picture, what was told. I'm not the type to leave it wrinkled, fuck the fold. I'm waiting for the sunshine and the cold. These monsters, I can't shake them. These monsters, I can't shake them. Robotic arms dangling, mangling the body of contortionists trapped inside the stomach of the godly.
At noon tomorrow, the House managers will return to the Senate to read the articles of impeachment. Then at 2 o'clock, Chief Justice Roberts arrives to swear in the senators as jurors. with the trial set to begin next Tuesday. Lester?
All right, Peter, thanks. We got a reminder today of how we got.
She's on the move. And then these ominous words, they're willing to help if you would like a price. Guess you can do anything in the Ukraine with money. Hyde would not comment to ABC News. In President, she was going to go through some things.
I was very concerned.
Did you?
You gotta do a vocal warm-up and then like a cool down, vocal cool down. Some things are better left unsaid. I forget that this is like in real time all day. This technology's craziness. I don't know, I guess I could throw a Bible verse. I got 15 minutes to kill, right? And so Romans 1:19, for what can be known about God is plain to them because God has shown it to them. Okay. January like 14th. It's Wednesday. January like 14, 2020. It might be the 15th. 16, 17. Yeah, 15th. Today's the 15th. I'm back in Salem, Oregon. I have to be here until October because I'm on probation until then for some bullshit from like 4 or 5 years ago. Probably going to be celebrating my 30th birthday in October, and am at like 1,200 days of sobriety, like I said, like early on. You can, if you want to be like all up close and personal. I'm using Instagram heavily in the last year. I've been using Instagram heavily as like a means of social media because the technology is meant to like allow people to collaborate, right? And so it's at say 10 times, SAYTENTENTIMES, say 10 times. It's like a side thing that I'm doing right now for fun because it keeps me busy during the day. As far as having like one active means, I've got restrictions on all my devices, right? So I can't, like 9 times out of 10, if you send a message or a text, it's not going to go through because all of my stuff is restricted through the Department of Communications, which I'm working on getting lifted so that I don't have to deal with that because it's annoying as fuck, but it makes sense for right now. And I'm still trying to get on that label with whoever the peeps are back in NYC that deal with all that type of branding and money management and blah blah blah. I have to look it up, and it's more than what people think. Like, I'm not there's a difference between like Halsey and like Tech Nine and like Twisted and like individuals that work at that level of professionalism. And so there's a lot more that goes into it, is what I learned in the last like year or so. You don't just make a couple like songs and then somebody comes up to you like, here's $1 million, here's your deal. Like, it's not how it works. Also, because I've been doing this for 10 years and I haven't made a single I've made like $15 max, but I have made a bunch of fucking bomb ass tracks and beats and have like blah, 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 blah. So the plan is to continue that, but to get to that level of professionalism, I didn't know that I had like people who like, okay, so I don't want to use the word fan because I don't want to sound like I'm better than anybody, because that feels weird to be like worshipped on like some cult shit. But I was checking out my stats earlier, right? I was checking out my stats earlier on my music stuff, and it's getting up there in the number of supporters and diehard junkies, addicts. Well, I don't know what the right word is. Disciples, something. Anyways, let's see where this goes. Have fun with it, and let's see where this goes. To you, because it's a 51% male, 49% female fan base that like exists in different parts of the world, because apparently I can sing like a sweet little songbird of love. And so that's exciting. I like seeing those numbers go up because it's really cool to be like, I had a kid come up to me and say that it was like that he loves all of us, like AOTP, Twisted, Tech Nine, like Rhyme Sayers and like all that kind of stuff. And this dude was like, when he said that, I took it as like the greatest fucking compliment ever. Because, like, I've been doing this shit for fucking 10, 15 years. I've made, like, $2. I've had, like, 1 billion fucking people to tell me to get a fucking job. I put a lot of fucking effort into this stuff. And so to have some person, like, come up and say that, I wanted to, like, kiss the person on the fucking forehead. And it was really cool. So, like, I kind of, like, started making music just as an outlet to, like, redirect all of my, negative like energy into positive energy. Plus, like, I really like listening to music. And so to the people who watch these videos and listen to these tracks that I put out, like that last one that I just put out a couple days ago, Hazmat Scientist, shit fucking bumps. I loved it. I had so much fun writing that and doing the beat for it. Like, I don't have any equipment right now because I lost all my equipment, and so I had to like use stock sounds and stuff like that. But it turned out fucking ill, and the design, I drew up, I was like half asleep, and I thought of the design for the, like the pentagram with the goat thing was just fucking on a black crew neck. I was like, that shit would look so ill, and so I woke up, recorded it, and put it out, and like that kind of stuff is fun to do, and it's fun to do like so like the Death albums, 13, 4, and like 12, those shits were fucking fun to make, and even like the, like, ones before, like the Enjoy album, like that Gasoline remix, and like the Scapegoat 2.0, even Liberate, like hitting it like Biggie's son. That lyric's one of my favorites in the whole thing, and it's cool to see the numbers for it go up, and to see like people who listen to it. So yeah, I'm literally saying hello. I am taking like an hour out of my Wednesday right now in order to. Speaking of Wednesday, check out this ill Wednesday Addams I did like a month ago. I have it hanging in my bathroom. Isn't that cool? It's Wednesday Addams. It's about the size of like 5 of my hands. And she's just chilling, hanging up right there. That was like just marker on a piece of like cloth. But it was hella fun to make. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh, Instagram is popping. And I wanted to say hi to the peoples that like actually actively listen. It said like, it doesn't seem like a lot, but it's like cool to like see that. I don't want to like sound Lavatosia la vin la beta lavatusia la escalavantosia la va aleavini leavatosia la beta lavatasia le la manta lavatusia la escalavantosia la ve aleavini leavanta lavatasia le. 9 eyes in the shape of a diamond. These things happen all the time. Mass rape, mass murder. Look at the girl in the corner. Yeah, I'm a member. I would have done it like this. Shut your mouth. I'm coming for coffee, stripes, bees, and rules, right? So like, it's super cool to be able to, it's creative arts. What it is, it's arts and media. Like it's creative. Like there's so many artists in the world who paint or they make music or they do like that kind of stuff, and it's a fucking huge fun thing to be a part of it. Like I'm gonna bring John up, Fizz back east, fucking hella like the gifts and shit like that that I got doing graffiti and stuff like that with the bro. Like that dude's like fucking notorious out there. Like he kills it out there. Vinny knows Fizz. Like getting to meet Vinny and getting to meet Slug and getting to meet like Ant just once was fucking cool. But these people are creative. They're artists. They paint. They do like, okay, so what's his name? Joe Budden has a talk show that he does on the YouTube, right? And he's got I watched one episode maybe like a year ago, and he had some paintings that he had done in the back where he was sitting on like his couch, like in his apartment, and he's got these paintings that he had up in the back of it, like not like that, like that's just a Wednesday Addams, like that ain't shit. This shit was like the size of the fucking door, excuse my language. And that kind of stuff is cool. Like these people are artists. What they're doing is they're creating anything, really. They're creative minds. It's cool to be able to work with other creative minds in the world because there's a ton of stuff. I met a kid who had like the most beautiful tattoos on his arm. And so one of the things that I learned with dealing with that type of work is and this is what the person said, I said, yo, you've got some work on your arm. Like, how did you go about creating that type of look? And he said, oh, you just have to pick 3 elements and just repeat it. And so he literally had like koi fish, like waves, and like, I don't know, a type of flower, like one type of flower. And so the whole sleeve that he had on his arm, like literally shoulder to wrist, was koi fish, the same koi fish, just like, you know, flipped in different spots, and then the same flower flipped in different spots, and then the same like waves just flipped in different spots, and it went all the way down and looked super ill. I didn't know that the type of music that I make is with a different group of individuals, like Action Bronson, right? Ill. Sadistic. I don't know if you bump Sadistic, but Sadistic's ill. What else? Living Legends. I'm not trying to name drop. I just didn't know it was that type of like sound. And so it's really cool to be able to like work with that. But the reality of it is not what you think it is, which is fucking cool. Also, there's a lot of Christianity that goes into it. It's not just like how you would imagine it. I don't know. It's not real life, real world that we live in. And there's a lot of fucked up stuff that happens. I've been single now for a year. I just got out of a 4-year relationship. My baby girl will be 4 in April. And I've legit, like Mad Child, for example, A$AP Rock. Mad Child, I know, talks about sobriety and being clean off of like pills and shit like that. I'm going on 1,200 days, no alcohol. I'm at an hour now, so let me end this. No alcohol. I'll cut the beginning of it out with that, 2-minute interlude of darkness and complaining about music. No alcohol, no tobacco, no pharmaceuticals, no narcotics. It's been 3 years that I haven't had any tobacco, 4 years that I haven't had any alcohol, 5 years that I haven't had any narcotics, and 6 years that I haven't had any pharmaceuticals. September, all of those numbers will go up by 1 year. 1,200 days legit, like completely batshit sober, clean. It feels amazing. I wouldn't have been able to accomplish it without the strength that was supplied to me by Jesus. It's not easy to understand. Spiritual things are not easy to understand. They're complicated. And it feels amazing. However, in all reality, the world that we live in is a fucked up place. And so it's really difficult to navigate it. I'm going to be 30 in October. Really difficult to navigate it, but it's, I guess, like something healthy to look at in the future. Legit just checking in to say hi and that I love you, and I'm still working on like music and like all that kind of stuff. I'm just kind of busy catching up with other stuff, and let's have fun and see where this goes. Peace.